ឡូជម្រាបសួរបងប្អូនឥឡូវខ្ញុំបានមកដល់Museum យើងហើយ Museum នៅផ្លូវនៅ Stockton យើងMuseum Stockton មានតែមួយហ្នឹងឯងនៅផ្លូវPershing ខ្ញុំមកទីនេះមកយូរឆ្នាំហើយឥឡូវនេះមានខ្មែរយើងអញ្ជើញមូលការនៅ Stockton នេះមកធ្វើពិធីខ្ញុំអត់ដឹងថាពិធីអីច្បាស់លាស់ទេតែនៅពិធីដែល traditional ខ្មែរអូខេខ្ញុំមកដល់Museum ហើយខ្ញុំនឹងដើរចូលគេធ្វើពិធីនៅខាងក្នុងម៉ោង 1ឥឡូវគេធ្វើហើយខ្ញុំមក late អរគុណលោកបានខ្ញុំបានមកនៅមុខMuseum ហើយខ្ញុំនឹងចូលទៅក្នុងគឺនឹងធ្វើពិធីអ្វីៗនៅក្នុងខ្ញុំនៅខាងក្រៅអូខេឥឡូវខ្ញុំចូលទៅក្នុង
Yes, to clarify that a little bit, like I mentioned earlier, my hometown was a little further down the Phnom Penh. Even though it's not that far from Phnom but it was unexpected already. I believe my hometown story, my parents in the hometown has a good story. We barely sleep up above because we're so afraid of the flying bullet killers. So we sleep on the ground level, and each house has a bunker to protect ourselves in case of the war happen. So to mention before 1975.
The roof. Because we had our house is like it's two sets from two roof, and then the small one is low, so I can climb on. And I just stood up there and watch. Somehow, one day I remember that the bombing was so loud, and then all the bullet you can hear, and then I do not know where my strength. I'm really tiny. I just started 20 years old, and my body is just so slim. And I don't know what happened. I carry like a 50 kilogram of rice bag because of my grandma saying, hurry, they coming. I said, who coming? I said, come on, hurry, we have to hide. We have to block the door, the main door. And I don't know where my strength is, and I just carry it, put it in, and later on in the morning, after we slept there, and in the morning, who did that? So there is some kind of curiosity, and it's the like consciousness, and then the next day, we heard that virus took over in the town. So when we went out, and then I saw a lot.
So by morning,
Yeah, my body. Yeah.
you knew that they were coming into your town and taking over.
Yes, and I did not know what's going on. Even though they're there, but especially my grandfather said, don't be excited. Because we're not like cry, we're not scared, we do not know what's going on. We just know that it's war. I don't know what war. We don't understand what war is, why. And then my grandfather said, don't be excited. Cautious about because
You guys didn't understand.
I didn't understand. Yeah.
So you were just curious. Like, what
Yeah,
is this
what he
about?
said that is alerted me a little bit. He said that later, only you do not have anything to eat, and you're going to chase the dog that have only 1 grain of rice that stick on the table. And I don't believe it. I don't know why we have abundance of rice. We have abundance of food. Why we have to chase the dog that have only 1 grain at the table? So I remember that as well.
And would you like to go ahead and share what were you doing at the time?
For me, during that time, life was good. I was this age, life was great because my dads are always busy being an entrepreneur. My mom's in the field. I only have 2 things to do: take care of my 2 siblings, and make sure I have rice ready to go. I don't have to worry about nothing else. And then, because my dad is an entrepreneur, he goes places and he hears stuff all what's going on around where we live at. Where we live at is also along the Songkai River in Battambang. We live about maybe 30 minutes away from the main city in a little town called Slokran. Okay, so I live right across the street from the Songkai River. I remember going back visiting my grandma for the first time and just remembering swimming in that water. So I wanted to experience that. And then eventually I brought my whole family and all my brothers and siblings back to visit the house that we grew up in. And after 60 years later, that house haven't changed. The wood is still there and there's nothing added to it. But just the fact that life was good at that time until my dad came back. One night he said, we have to go. Grab all of our stuff. And my mom tried to get him to change his mind. But he said, we have to go. Something bad's gonna happen. So we packed up, and because he's an entrepreneur, he knows the routes of ins and outs of where to go, what's safe and what's not safe. So we're going through the jungles. Because we know that this area is not safe, we have to take the long route into where we want to go.
Did your dad tell you why he had to go? Like, did he agree? He just said, we gotta go?
Yeah, he said there's something bad's gonna happen. There's a lot of changes, and it's not gonna be good for our family or in here, because if we don't go now, our family, all of us will be gone, will be dead. So we just packed up everything on our bare backs and just left.
My health insurance today.
I'm curious, so I know like when the finally came to power, like people weren't sure kind of what to expect. And eventually, families realized it wasn't safe. What were like some of the things that were happening that were like signaling that it wasn't safe, and when did that kind of people start to feel that?
The way myself feel about when the Khmer Rouge about to take over, we didn't realize, we were young, we didn't know who Khmer Rouge was. But as the war's going on the day that happened, my family renting a house next to one of the family who is a soldier. But when they announced on the radios, it kind of like tricked them to basically the Khmer Rouge want to kill all the ex-military people. So when they announced that, hey, the Khmer Rouge, the communists take over the country now, so we asked all the military personnel come join the parade and welcome the leader, the queen, all that. So anybody fooled by that, they join, they all get killed. But a lot of people don't realize it. It's just invite all the ex-military people to come join the parade or welcome the king in town. But it's a trick to them. So for those who join them on that day before they take over, they got killed. That's how I know.
And for me, 3 days when they took over, when they just feel in the city, and for 3 days I still, I do not know what's going on. I just still dress nicely, and I went to the market to buy food, and my room just ordered all the international students. I was a student at that time, and my uncle and my aunt was a professor, and we there just we went to the they have it in their the university fine art over there, and then they lecture us for about an hour, 2 hours. And one thing that they say that you all, they say very nicely and friendly too. They say, in the next 3 days we're going to send you, and you have to use the big pen, not small pen no more. And I don't know what the big pen was. At that time, I do not know what it was. I just still in my, what is big pen? They say, and then they release us, and then 3 days later, then what happened? We have to evacuate. But they say only 3 days, we come back. Right. Only 3 days. That's why when the day come, I just pack only see all my student clothes, you know, white and blue, and then um, and my grandparents, I believe that they know, but they don't know how to explain to us what it was at that time. So they just in the room, they talk to each other like hour and hour. I don't know what they're talking about. And then my aunt and my uncle, who are professor, both of them, and they also argue with each other. I don't know. For me, I just carry what I can because 3 days, you know. So I went to the kitchen. I got the salt. I got the hot, you know, and 3 sauce and everything just for us to enough to eat. And
For 3 days.
for 3 days.
For 3 days.
For 3 days. And then because I you know, we do not have any transportation. We just only biking. I bike to school, so that's all I can carry. And then the rice, I put some rice bag on top of the front of the bicycle, and I have my small dog, you know, I put on top of it. And then before I left, my uncle, my grandmother is all gone already. Because my uncle lived about far away, a little bit, about 15 minutes. They came and picked them up. And then suddenly we have to go to the north side. We're supposed to, but the Khmer rule say no, you cannot cross the street. You know, the bridge. With more, the new bridge. They say no, you cannot pass that. You have to go back, and then we all back up. It's all people like chaos, and you cannot imagine that you have dog, you have cat, you have all animal, you name it, pig and you know chicken or duck is all gone and full on the street. And I was by myself with the bike and with all the supply on side of me, and then my grandparents clothes as well. And I fell down several times because of my dog. You know, it just jumped because of the noise of the animal that disturbed them. And before I left, before I left, because I raised the rabbit, I took my rabbit and I said, Mama, I will put them. And then I just went to the garden, we have a big garden, and I just released them. So we just go. And then we went. And I was the only in the middle of the street because the Khmer just keep shooting in the air. You cannot stop. If you stop, they can kill you. So you cannot stop. But I could keep fighting.
So there were soldiers actually in the town, like
in
forcing
the town, it's all on both sides of the street.
firing in the air.
Fire in the air.
To
To go, keep going,
scared
keep
to
going.
go.
Yes, scared to go. And you know, the animal is already in chaos, right, because of the shooting, you know. And in the middle, because I don't know where to go. I'm bad in the direction. I did not know. And my uncle was gone, and my cousin, luckily my cousin came back. They said, you have to carry a lot of stuff. It's not 3 days. He keeps saying, maybe 3 months a month. He just say that. And he came back, and he got more, and he put on my bike again. So we have a lot, you know, on both sides. And it's very hot, and no water, no food to eat. And they all gone. And then I myself just alone, you know, the bike, until like 4 or 5 o'clock in the evening. Nothing to eat, no water at all. So luckily, I said, I do not know where to go because I lost. I already lost already.
So you know, all this stuff, to go into panic mode, right, and not realizing what's really happening, so there's a lot of chaos. The next day, there was really no warning, really,
Yeah.
right?
And you're 20 years, just start 20 years old, you're still young, consider to the adult, I still young. And then, you know, if bomb or the same age or older than me, you know already 20 years, 19 years old, you stay young. And you do not know how to think about family or anything, you know, responsibility, because I don't have any responsibility like you know, because I live with my parents. So this is my first time. And finally, I just looked at on both sides of the street, and then I saw my uncle they tried to take out because they have a house on the next to the street, and they took out all the wood from the house, so they can one way like 3 kilometers from there to the place where they used to live and to build a cottage over there. So this was when I united by my grandma. And
All this stuff,
Sad to
going
hear.
into panic mode, right, and not realizing what's really happening, so there's a lot of chaos. The next day, there was really no warning, really,
Yeah.
right?
And you're 20 just start 20 years old, you're still young, consider to the adult, I still young. And then, if Bon or the same age or older than me, you know already 20 years, 19 years old, you stay young. And you do not know how to think about family or anything, responsibility, because I don't have any responsibility like you, because I live with my parents. So this is my first time. And finally, I just look at both sides of the street, and then I saw my uncle. They tried to take out because they have a house on the next to the street, and they took out all the wood from the house, so they can one way like 3 kilometers from there to the place where they used to live and to build a cottage over there. So this was when I united by my grandma. And
All this stuff,
Sad to
going
hear.
into panic mode, right, and not realizing what's really happening, so there's a lot of chaos. The next day, there was really no warning, really,
Yeah.
right?
And you're 20 just start 20 years old, you're still young, consider to the adult, I still young. And then, if Bon or the same age or older than me, you know already 20 years, 19 years old, you stay young. And you do not know how to think about family or anything, responsibility, because I don't have any responsibility like you, because I live with my parents. So this is my first time. And finally, I just look at both sides of the street, and then I saw my uncle. They tried to take out because they have a house on the next to the street, and they took out all the wood from the house, so they can one way like 3 kilometers from there to the place where they used to live and to build a cottage over there. So this was when I united by my grandma. And
All this stuff,
Sad to
going
hear.
into panic mode, right, and not realizing what's really happening, so there's a lot of chaos. The next day, there was really no warning, really,
Yeah.
right?
And you're 20 just start 20 years old, you're still young, consider to the adult, I still young. And then, if Bon or the same age or older than me, you know already 20 years, 19 years old, you stay young. And you do not know how to think about family or anything, responsibility, because I don't have any responsibility like you, because I live with my parents. So this is my first time. And finally, I just look at both sides of the street, and then I saw my uncle. They tried to take out because they have a house on the next to the street, and they took out all the wood from the house, so they can one way like 3 kilometers from there to the place where they used to live and to build a cottage over there. So this was when I united by my grandma. And